Demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make a card and a set of frames using the new JND373 large scroll squares. This is a really handy set. You've got a loop sort of scroll all the way around, which is twice the size of the loops that were in the layering set. So you get a beautiful sort of larger loop, and you get a plain die for each of them. So you've got effectively a sort of 6.5, 5.5 and 4.5 inch in here. So if I bring in a piece that's already cut, you can see there you get that beautiful scroll all the way around, but a perfect square in the center. So what I'm going to do to start with is we're going to make a card blank using this. So couldn't actually be easier. I'm just going to take a piece of coconut white essential card. I will pop the square on, and if you're careful with your placement, you should still be able to get, it's the smaller square, you should be able to get the smaller square onto that card as well. So you can actually make two different sizes from the one piece of card. So we would tape that down and cut it, and we need to cut two of those. So I've got two here already cut. I'm going to turn them to the back, and I'm just using a piece of power tape. And I'm going to simply run that along the back. I would recommend using power tape or a decent red line tape for this, because this is going to be the hinge on your card. And we simply then take off the backing and we match them back to back. And the dies were designed to be completely symmetrical so that this fits exactly and you get the same beautiful finish on the front and the back. We simply then need to decide which is the back and fold it up against the tape, place a fold in, and that will give us a perfect standing top or side mount card. So what we're going to do is we're going to frame just a simple piece of stamping. I've used one of the 2J stamps here. So we want to make something relatively quick. So I'm going to take a piece of essential card in the basic grey and in black. And I'm going to start with the next die down in the set, which is the next smaller looped labels. I'm going to pop that down, and we're going to take the smallest plain square. We're going to evenly put that on. You could use, if you want to, the Crafts 2 template sheets to make sure it's completely even. But for this, I'm just going to tape that just like that, and we'll run that through the machine. And that will give us this beautiful frame here. And then we're going to put a little bit of a decorative frame onto this. So doing that, we're going to use the smallest square in the set, and we're going to use the smallest loop labels, and this is on the basic grey. So to do this, I take a long piece of tape, pick up the smallest square, which allows you to then hover over the loop square, because you see there's not a lot of space on that. Pick it up in the right place, tape it down, and we cut that. We run that through our machine, and that gives us this beautiful little detailed frame, which I just think is so pretty and perfect for sort of on larger cards, making a sort of simple focus on there. So for speed, I'm going to spray glue this. So I'm using Craft Mount by 3M. I'm going to take a little bit of spray glue, and I'm just going to frame the aperture, because we used the same die. It's exactly the same size as the aperture that we have. So you may need to just move it along and get it right. So just again, moving it till we get it completely right on that aperture. You see there, we get that beautiful frame. Excuse me, I've already put some foam tape on the back of here. So we're just going to take some foam tape, and I'm taking the protective off. I'm then going to frame the stamped piece. So we get a beautiful frame, really simple. I'm going to take a little bit more foam tape and just put this on the back. And I use 2mm foam tape so that we don't go too deep, because this should still be able to be posted as a normal letter. It shouldn't need a large letter. It's only 4mm deep. And again, take off the protective sections of our foam tape. Bring in our card blank, and just place that in the middle using the loops to help us get it in the right place. And there we go. We have a beautiful detailed decorative card very, very quickly, which beautifully highlights your stamping, but you could use some of your beautiful background dies in there or selection of flowers. There's so many options you can do using these squares.